Drinking has been around for a while in America. The year was 1918, 2 years before the Prohibition and a year before the 18th Amendment. Drunken men cause accidents at work, injuring employees and themselves. Factory owners really pushed for Prohibition to increase industrial production that was ruined by drunken employees.
Are you really drunk right now?
Mind your own fucking business.
Why don't you go take a break, you
Hey,
bum?
what did you say?
What the hell were you thinking? Or were you even thinking?
Well, sir, I'm a little bit tipsy right now, so you're gonna come in.
Don't tell me. Does anybody in this place think of what they are doing? Do you realize the problem you have caused? Not only for that young man or for yourself, but for this goddamn company! You know what? I don't even want to hear it. Leave my office.
Sir, come on.
And this goddamn company!
I can't hide the Temperance unions, or religious organizations who fought against alcohol in families and societies, became concerned with American drinkers and the crimes that they committed under the influence. By 1830, the average 15-year-old consumed at least 7 gallons of alcohol per year. Alcohol abuse was unfortunately common, which led to violence. Trigger warning, this next scene will instigate domestic abuse.
Honey, what's going on? Stop, you're scaring me. Honey, are you okay? Wake up. Babe, wake up.
There were many groups during the Prohibition. Women's Christian Temperance Union, which fought against alcohol as the women in the union saw alcohol as damaging to marriages and families. The Anti-Saloon League, which allied with the Women's Christian Temperance Union, also stood for the same cause. The Women's Christian Temperance Union, being one of the main organizations, was founded in Cleveland, Ohio in 1874. They protested at alcohol saloons.
Liquor means alcohol. Alcohol is poison. Why drink poison?
Hey, what's the meaning of this?
We're the Women Temperance Union. You can't come into this bar, sir.
I gotta drink. Come on. I gotta have my alcohol. I gotta have my alcohol. Dr. Charles Norris was a forensic scientist that specialized in toxicology. His hypothesis was that the government was poisoning alcohol during the Prohibition to discourage the working class to drink. He came to his hypothesis while he was working as New York City's first medical examiner with Alexander Gettler, another toxicologist. By taking chunks of the liver, Norris and Gettler were able to identify the deaths by alcohol poisoning. They soon noticed an increase in these deaths. Something wasn't right, though they had found another substance in the liver, methanol. Norris tried to warn people of his discovery, but no one listened. Good evening, sir. I'm here on behalf of the government to give you new orders.
What does this mean?
Are you serious, son? It's orders to poison the alcohol to prevent drinking violence.
What do I poison it with?
Dr. Charles's hypothesis was correct. It was known as the Noble Experiment. The federal government began adding poisons, including methanol, to the factory alcohol around the same time the 18th Amendment was enacted. This was to discourage the consumption of alcohol. However, around 1,000 Americans per year died during the Prohibition because of the poisoned alcohol. Then the Prohibition truly began. The date was January 6, 1919. The amendment was to prohibit the production, transportation, and sale of intoxicating liquors. All right, gentlemen, I've called you here three today to discuss the newly enacted 18th Amendment.
What's the 18th Amendment, sir?
Well, the 18th Amendment is the illegalization of mass production and transportation of alcohol.
What will this mean for the men?
Well, we hope that this will increase productivity in the workforce, and it will reduce alcohol violence and alcoholism.
What will this mean for the women?
Well, hopefully that this will reduce domestic violence for the women. I hope that you all understand the 18th Amendment a little bit more now. Because of the 18th Amendment and the huge challenge of enforcing Prohibition, the act failed, causing a lot of crime, such as bootlegging, rum running, and mafia activity. Many speakeasies, which were secret bars that required passcodes to enter, were either ran or protected by mafia families to sell, transport, or even make alcohol. There were a total of 32,000 speakeasies in just New York. Policemen were constantly paid off by bootleggers to continue production.
Welcome, gentlemen, to Chumley's, the best underground bar in town. Thank you for coming on such short notice. I hope the password wasn't so hard for you guys. I tried to make it as easy as possible.
Don't worry about it. The name's John Torino. You got a nice speakeasy going on around here.
Well, anyway, me and my mafioso family really appreciate you guys protecting us. We'll pay you well.
I'm Johnny's right-hand man, Al Capone. We'll protect you really well, my friend.
All you fellas need to do is watch over my bootleggers while they make the alcohol and protect my delivery men from that damn Dean Obion and his damn mafia. Then after the job is over, the money is yours.
Looks like we got ourselves a deal. Alcohol was often made with all sorts of things like ink, perfume, stove fuel, and even potatoes. Around 3 gallons of gin or whiskey could be made from just 1 gallon of industrial alcohol.
You know making alcohol is illegal, right? You want me to take you in, man?
Hey, you may want to rethink this, buddy. Listen, take this cash. Yes, sir. Now remember, you didn't see nothing. It was a very common thing for mafia families to be at war with each other, especially over alcohol production. A very outlined feud was between gangsters Johnny Torrio and Dean O'Banion. Around a total of 250 gangsters were killed from 1922 to 1926, and around 160 were killed by police. However, more than 2,400 people were killed in these disputes, brawls, robberies, and other violent crimes due to the mafia.
Hey, Johnny. You got something we want.
Well, it ain't gonna come easy.
Looks like we'll have to fight for it then.
Prohibition was an interesting time for America. Many problems arose before the 18th Amendment was even enacted. In the end, the 18th Amendment was then useless as of December 5th, 1933, by the 21st Amendment. The 21st Amendment gave states complete control over the sale of alcohol and the option on how to control the liquor distribution system. The Collin-Harrison Act of March 22, 1933, was signed by President Roosevelt, legalizing beer and also set a federal tax rate of alcohol as well. As a huge effect of Prohibition led a lot of decline in tax revenue. In conclusion, crime went up and sales of alcohol increased.